Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to go live this morning. It's Sunday morning, and welcome to my Beautiful Souls podcast. So I'm going live on YouTube and I'm going live on Facebook. I wanted to talk about a 3D perspective and a 5D perspective of my accident. Now that it's been a couple weeks, it happened on the 13th. So exactly 2 weeks today. So things that I've learned, things that I've learned that I want to share with you guys. Now a 3D aspect is like, to me, because I'm spiritual. So 5D means spiritual, enlightened, looking at it from a spiritual aspect. And then a 3D aspect is looking at things from just a normal, regular day, non-spiritual aspect, basically. So I want to start off with the 3D. So when I had my accident, I guess I was kind of in the spiritual realm then, because I was like woo-woo. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was out in the middle of, in my head, woo, like. But I do want to say that when I went to the hospital, they were on it. They did all the tests. Everything was, worked out good. Besides, I had to go to the chiropractor, or not the chiropractor, PT. So I have to do that for 8 weeks, and I'm going to do it. So all that was wonderful. Now, that the hospital, and I'm not a hospital person, so I will go to the hospital if I break something, which I don't break anything. Thank God. Let me come on here. But so I will go to the hospital for that. But if I'm ill, I just let my body heal. 5D perspective. Let my body heal. Eat the right foods. So 3D's going to the hospital, taking pills. 5D is letting your body heal. Okay. So I want to go back to the doctors, though, because when I left the hospital, I had to go back to the doctor, or to my regular doctor from this point, to let them look at all my x-rays and go from there. And that's how I went to the chiropractor, or not the chiropractor, but the PT. So one thing that the doctors did offer me is, what kind of pain medicine do you want? What kind of sleeping pills do you want? All the things. And I said, nothing. Okay. So because I'm on the 5D path, which is healing myself as I can. Now, not that I wouldn't ask for it if I needed it. I was in pain. I'm not in really a lot of pain now, but I was in pain, and I probably could have used it, but I just wanted my body to be able to heal, because I knew in my previous times of healing my body that it would heal, and it's healing. I know how to take care of it. We'll get that into the 5D perspective. So instead of doing the pills and the sleeping, I came home and I did meditation, and I took care of my body, and I fed it right, and I let it rest, and I didn't hop back into things. I still haven't hopped back into things. So that was the doctor perspective of it. The doctors were giving me pills, giving me sleeping pills, giving me whatever I wanted, basically, at this point. But I just said, no, I'm going to let my body heal by itself. 3D, 5D. Okay. Insurance. We're going to the insurance. They dropped me in a day. And I was like, excuse me, full coverage insurance. Always, always, always. Had a brand new car, so obviously needed full coverage insurance. But as soon as I told them that I was driving for Spark, which is the delivering, they said, we don't pay for that. Even that I have to have full coverage insurance just to be able to drive for Spark. I was like, hello? So nothing, like still. So I called a lawyer. All right. So now we're going to go from the insurance helping you do nothing. So here's the thing. If you do not, here, I was like, why are we having insurance? Why are we having insurance then? And that's kind of changed my belief of insurance. Like, why are we having this? And then I've called a lawyer and said, well, we need to sue my insurance company for this. And then, my car, I still haven't got the report yet for the accident report. As far as I know, nobody's been arrested because I was hit by somebody that was on drugs. Not saying names or anything, but nobody's even told me anything. So I've changed my perspective on the insurance. I've already changed my perspective on the doctors because I've already changed my perspective. Our bodies can heal itself if you let it. It might take a little bit longer. It might take some things that you have to do, like rest and, rest and drink and eat good foods and not shove out the sugar. Get rid of the sugar. But now it was to a lawyer. Well, do you have physical, bruises and bumps and taking pictures and all this stuff? And I'm like, no. By the grace of God, I believe. Well, we really can't help you. And I'm like, oh, wow. Well, I've hadn't dealt with this years and years ago. I had an accident, got rear-ended, but it all worked out. But this is like a big learning experience, because now the lawyer doesn't want to help you unless you have all these bruises or bumps or have to go to, like, I said, well, I'm going to the spine doctor where you have to have back surgery. I'm like, no, God, I don't want back surgery. I don't want all this stuff. But the lawyers want you to, so you can collect millions of dollars down the road, when I want to be a healed person now. Thank God. And that's where my spiritual thing comes in. I believe with all my heart that God, the universe, my grandparents, I have a lot of, my grandparents are, both sides are deceased. My dad, I believe they were all in there saving me. I mean, I literally, if you see my car and then you see me, it's like, holy crap, So I am very blessed, and I know that. That's why I'm being able to share this stuff with you. I want everybody to be aware of what is really going on in this world. That's why I shared the 3D and the 5D perspective of all this. So, so far right now, the doctors, aren't doing anything but giving me pills. The insurance company said, no, they're not going to help me. The lawyer said, unless you're dying, we can't help you. And, so that's my perspective of all of this accident and what's happened. Another thing, people, this is going to sound terrible, but people care for a minute. Like, people are all about their self, and me too. I'm going to say this. I'm about my spirituality and my work and my things, but people actually care for a couple minutes. You're okay. All right. You're done. And I'm back to my life. And that's the way it should be. And that's the way it has to be. I'm not saying the 5D that I've learned from that is stay in your own lane, take care of yourself, heal yourself, do what you want, do whatever you want, because nobody's even giving a care. I mean, I'm serious. Like, nobody's caring if whatever you do, just do it, because I've just like laser focused on things. And it's like, it's all about the other person. We go around thinking so many people are like worried about what we're doing, but nobody's worried about it. No one. And I've been into where people have died, and everybody's dying. So I'm dying, you're dying, we're all leaving here eventually. And but my perspective of it has changed, because it's like, holy shit, what have you not done that you want to get done before you die? Because this is my 3rd time of close death experience. 2 times I've had my heart shut down and restarted. So this time was like, I walked away from an accident that I shouldn't have walked away from. That was like an aha moment. And plus, I'm in my 50s, and I'm like, you better do what you need to do now. And like I said, people care, that people love you and they care about you, and they do. But at the end of the day, people care and love about themselves and what they're doing. And that's the way it should be, because here's the good thing about it. If somebody does care too much, like attachment, that's when the grieving goes beyond too much. Everybody needs to bounce back quickly and be able to move on with their life and not be in the grieving period. And I'm not saying this like how long you should be in it. It could be years, or it could be, it's not going to be days, but it's going to be a while. But I'm just saying, everybody do what you want to do. Whatever you want to do it, because this is your life to do it. And you're not, once you're dead, you don't get another chance. So do it. I've learned that whatever I want to do, I have been just doing it. And one of them is enjoying this house. Now, here's some things. That was like my 3D perspective of things. Now I'm going to give you my 5D perspective of what all this has happened. Okay, so I learned that because I'm not being able to leave my house, other than somebody gives me a card to go to the grocery or do what I want to do or have to do, get done. I'm like, I can't go out and cruise around and stuff. And I've had to sit here by myself and reflect and be like, what do you really want? What you were doing before, is that what you really wanted? Is this what you really wanted to do? No. But one of the beliefs I have is this is what you always do. So our bodies always gets up and goes to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So you're used to that. So my body at first was getting up going, okay, I got to go to work. I've got to go to work. But and what? There wasn't work. There wasn't any work. There's no car to go to work. So, but my body, because the body keeps the score of everything, right? In the spiritual realm. You are so used to doing that. And you're like, oh, so I'm having to unlearn. And believe me, I'm fighting it. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I have to go to work. I have to go to work. But I don't have to go to work. So I'm like, oh my gosh, my body is fighting me. My body is fighting me. Yesterday, I've been trying to find like work here at my house, which I've been doing eBay, but I've been doing eBay for 20 years. It's nothing that I haven't done before, but I've been painting. I've been doing, feeling like I have to do some kind of work. And I really do not. In a 5D perspective, we just trust, believe, and receive. I know people in the 3D are like, you're nuts, but that's true. You trust, believe, and receive. And this has been going on for years. Trust, believe, receive. Not get up and do all the work. Not that you don't take inspired action to do things that you love. Just like if you love to do something, it doesn't feel like you're working. Not that you're not working, but it doesn't feel like you're working. So, money. Another aspect is I've got to trust that whatever money I need will show up. So if I need $40, and that's the limit right now, is like $40, $20, $15, whatever I need. So I needed 40. I don't need $40, but I had $40. So I had to go buy me some food. But that's all I needed at that point. And then I'd say, well, here's a budget. I need this. And it's always showing up. It is not showing up like $1 million or anything like that, but it's showing up as I need it. And I'm having to trust it. I have nowhere to go. I have no place to do. I can't do anything right now. So from the 5D aspect, I've had to change my beliefs of having to leave, that money will not show up when I need it, even if I'm not working, because that's what's happening, and trusting that. And when I'm saying trusting, it's like, oh, because that's 3D. 3D is not trusting that God is here to help you. that your higher self is you ask and receive. Nobody believes that. Like we all put it in the Bible, or I didn't put it in the Bible, but you know what I'm saying. It all says ask, believe, and receive. But we all get in the middle, every one of us, like, okay, I believe and receive, but I'm not going to receive it until, I feel worthy of it, until I do 1,000,000 hours, or until like I'm worthy. But you're worthy because you are. That's the thing you have to trust. You're worthy to eat. You're worthy to have a house. You're worthy to have a relationship. You're worthy to be a good person because you're alive. You don't have to do anything for it. Not saying that we don't need to work or we don't need to, serve others, because that's all we're doing. When you go to a restaurant, you're serving others and you get paid for it. When you're helping somebody on a life coach, you're serving others and you get paid for it. When I'm selling clothes, I'm serving others and we get paid. That's all it is service. Everything you do is a service. If you're at a restaurant, you're serving others. If you're at the grocery, you're serving others. Everything you do is serving others. You're a tax preparer, you're serving others. There's not a job in this world that you're not doing anything but to serve, even if it's doing something here to serve yourself. Anything that I've learned that I'm putting out here, this is to serve others. People can look at this and go, oh my God, I never even thought about that way, and change it like that. My beliefs are changing right now. I am being put in a position where you have to trust, believe, and receive. And you can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. You can't lift anything. All you can do is trust, believe, and receive. And believe me, I'm like, my 3D body, my 3D aspect of this life is like being really tested right now. Now, not saying anything about the accident, because accidents happen. And I don't really know what the outcome, if it's all going to be, but the journey, that's what we have to do. We have to trust the journey, because nobody knows if we're even going to be here tomorrow. So we can't say, oh, we're going to do this next year, because we don't really know. And I believe that what's going on in the world right now, like everything's falling off, everything's going crazy. Everything's definitely going crazy because of this, what is it? The presidency. Everybody's freaking out. What's going to happen? We'll know in a couple weeks. And, but that's just part of our spiritual events that we're going to learn about anyway. Look at the world, how the hurricanes and all this stuff. All of it is something for you to learn. And I was thinking about this. A week before I had the accident, I was in Helene. I was running from a hurricane. And then now I'm running from this accident. I'm not running, but I'm learning. When you go through stuff like this, your aspects of it is different. You look at life differently. You are like, oh my gosh, I need to do this differently, because we have to look at it like this could be the last day. But what have you learned through all of this that you've been going through? And this is how I live, you guys. I live this now as, what did I go through with my relationship in my marriage? How are my relationships with my children? How are my relationships with my mom? How is my relationship with myself? What is this taught me, the accident? What has it taught me about going to Florida and being chased down by a hurricane? I mean, literally telling that you have to leave the house that you just rented out. My mother rented this great big gorgeous house, and you have to leave. You have no other choice, which thank God we left. I mean, it was demolished. But what's the lesson that we learned? Nobody does that. We're like, oh, it's just an accident. We'll take all the pills. We'll not me, but actually, I'm going to say this. when I was on the phone with the lawyer, they said, well, sometimes you have to say this to get what you want. And I said, I don't believe that, because I want to tell you something. I tell the truth, and I'm not, and I just said, he was supposed to call me last Thursday and he never did, or the other day, Thursday. But I said, I'm not going to lie. I'm basically not going to lie about it. And because I believe that the truth brings me everything, the truth brings me everything. And not physically everything, which I have everything that I want, but inside everything. It brings me peace. I don't have to worry about the lies. I don't have to worry about messing up and saying something wrong, because I'm not going to say something wrong, because I'm always telling the truth. Even if the truth hurts you or someone else, I'm not that kind of a person that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to make it look good because that might hurt you. If it's hurting you, you need to know. People tell me the truth all the time and it doesn't hurt me, but I'm like, wonder why they said that. Oh, you're rude. Well, why am I rude today? Am I in a bad mood? Go and learn what's wrong with you. Well, you're acting like this. Maybe something's wrong. Maybe you need to look at yourself for a minute, because that's why we need life coaches, you guys, because you can't even see. I have had so many of my clients say, I didn't even see that. I didn't see that, because you can't see it. You're blind to it. Even me, I'm blind to it. I have to have somebody look at, my kids say, oh, well, Mom, this is how you're acting. I did not know that. You don't know how you're acting. You don't know how you're being. You have to, if you want to, you can say, like, go to a counselor and say, hey, what am I being? I went to a counselor. Somebody said to me, you have said this about these people that every time you came here. I did not know that. You don't know. You don't hear what you're saying to yourself. And most of us don't even think, if you're not aware, you don't even know. You're just like, just saying anything. You go to a doctor, you just do what they say. You go to a lawyer, they tell you to lie, you lie. That's not what life is. The more truth that I tell, the more spiritual I am, the better my life is. And people outside of me are like, what the hell's going on? Like, I don't understand that. That's not reality. No, it's not reality to you, but this is my reality, because I don't live in 3D. Like when I went to the doctors, do you want all these pills? No. I went to the lawyers. Can you lie? No. Went to the insurance. I paid full coverage insurance for years. Can you pay for my car? No, which I'm still not understanding that one. I think that must be a whole take your money, steal your money thing. It's got to be. It's got to be. Or why would we have it? I mean, literally, why are we having insurance if you're driving, paying full coverage, and it doesn't help you? And so I don't live in that kind of a life, and people don't understand it. But you would understand it if you looked at the life that you had differently. What is this teaching me? I mean, literally, I'll be like, my car wouldn't start. What is it teaching me? This is a funny joke. My car wouldn't start in another town, and I called my daughter and I said, here, buy these jumper cables, da 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 da. I was in my car. Came there. I was in my car, and I said, whatever this is that I need to learn, let me learn it now and start my car. It started my car. I never had a problem with it. I had the jumper cables brand new, never used them ever. Because if you ask for an answer and you're willing to receive it, you will get it. You guys, this stuff's changed my life, and for the better. For the better. My life is good. My life is good. Yeah, I got in an accident. Yes, I got through a hurricane, but I'm alive. I am alive, and I am so happy and grateful for that. And because I'm so happy and grateful for that, more and happy and grateful things will come to me, because like attracts like. I love you guys so much. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It is this perspective from a 3D, non-aware aspect of your life to a 5D, higher consciousness, awareness journey of abundance, of love, of compassion, of just listening, a relationship with God. It's basically a relationship with God here on earth that you don't have to go up there to receive. Yes, you're going to go there, but right now you want that relationship here so you can experience the peace, love, compassion. Not everybody's going to understand you. What does it say? God says, walk with me, announce to the world what I do, even if you have to stand alone. Believe me, I stand alone a lot. People come against me, even my own family, is like, this is not true. This is not true. And it's because they don't believe it. That's fine. But I do. And because I do, miracles happen. It's a miracle that I'm alive right now. Thank God. Every single day. Thank God. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything. More, it seems like more and more and more, especially now at my age, because so many of my friends that I went to school with have already passed, which is horrible. I'm only 55 years old. I feel like I have a whole life to live still. And I'm hoping I can. But if I don't, that's fine. Whatever happens, happens. But right now I'm here and my ears are ringing and I'm here to live my best life. And that's what I'm going to do. And yes, I am going to be in my 3D body, which is listening to my body, taking care of it, giving it rest, doing little stretches right now until I get to the PT, physical therapy. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, he said, go back to work, just don't lift over milk, you know, well, that's hard for me to do in my work. But a lot of people would have just said, no, I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. And then harm their body. And I'm not going to do that. I want to take care of me. And because I want to take care of me, I believe that something greater will take care of me. Ooh, I love that. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here on my video. If you watched it, I love you. If you want to learn, because you can learn to be the 5D, you can learn this. It's unlearning. It's taking all the stuff that you were taught and saying, I don't believe that anymore, and believe something higher, a higher love, higher consciousness, higher compassion, and put that and root that into your body and live that way. It brings you so much love and joy and compassion for other people. You look at other people differently. You look at your life differently. You appreciate life better, you know, differently. It's all different and it can be learned. That's why I do coaching with Suzette. I think my personal page is down here, but I can link my coaching with Suzette, but you can always find it on that page. Yeah, if you look at it differently, it will be different. Just change your mind, change your life. I love you guys so much. Thank you. And I will be back here every Sunday until the end of my time. But it wasn't the end of my time. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta live. And I'm enjoying it. Yes, I've had pain. Yes, I do have pain and some days, but I'm here and I'm going to feel the pain, and I'm not going to let one moment of my pain go by without me experiencing it and being able to feel it and learn from it. What are you trying to teach me? What do you want me to know? Because any pain, any emotions, any thing that's going on with your body is telling you something. It wants to tell you something. Are you brave enough to receive the answer? Woo! I am. I'm doing it. All right, you guys. Love you so much. Bye. I am definitely open to receive. My mouse isn't working. All right, let's see if I can go up here. All right. Love you. Bye.